Hey guys, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna get kicked off here. Beginner Fitness 15. Just hit this recording button. Oh, we're already recording. Perfect. All right. So beginner fitness today. Let's go ahead and get to the top of our mat. Good, you can see me. We're gonna start today with a nice lunge and have you come down. If you feel really good in the legs, go ahead and hold yourself up 1 inch off the ground. If you feel a little sore, go ahead and drop that knee and just get that nice torso twist to the opposite shoulder to the opposite leg. So right now my right knee is in front. I'm 90 degrees in the front, 90 degrees in the back. And I'm gonna keep my shoulders stacked on top of my hips. And I'm gonna rotate those shoulders, getting that nice stretch over that right side. Bring it back to center. Engage those glutes and hamstrings. And we're gonna drive to that front heel, stand it up, step it back. Let's go ahead and bring it back down. Again, if you feel good, you don't have to be on the ground. You can kind of float there. You get that stretch and bring it back. Awesome. Ooh, what a good way to start out Monday. Thanks for joining me. Get that nice lunge. Back leg floats, or that knee is on the ground. Nice twist. Bring it to center. Really important on these lunges that your shoulders are not falling forward in front of those hips, all right? So keep that chest nice and tall. It's also really important to have that 90 degrees, get that twist. Let's switch legs. You don't want to shorten that stride and then have this knee come out way over that toe. Puts a lot of pressure on your knees, increases that risk of injury, and we want to prevent that as we're working out. Let's go ahead and hit one more on each side. All right, my leg's already burning. Finally recovered from last week. I hope you guys did too. Good, bring it to center. Drive it up to that heel. Let's shake out those legs. All right, from here, I'm gonna hit another leg before we hit some core. So let's go ahead. Right now we're gonna go into that air squat. Triangle the chest to keep that chest up. Hips go back, weight stays in the heels, nice squat. As you stand up, when you get to the top, we're gonna get that nice kick. Toes stay pointed towards the screen. So right at that wall, get that nice squat and leg lift. Nice job. Whew. It's another sunny day in Vermont. It's like 3, 4 sunny days in the last week. So we got any Vermonters on here? I'm enjoying this before the deep freeze tomorrow. That nice squat, nice leg lift. Nice job. Whew. Get my, keeping that chest nice and tall. If you need to, have a chair or don't keep those knees out over those toes. If you find you're squatting and you have any low back pain, just reduce that range of motion, all right? So you don't have to get those hips below the knee line unless you have that mobility. Something that for a lot of us takes some consistency and months or even years of practicing these movements. Here we go, let's go for 3, 2, hips down and back, and 1. Awesome. All right. Now we're going to hit bird dogs before we go onto our backs. So palms are directly underneath those shoulders. From here, let's do a few cat-cows just to get those hips and feel that back and that spine so you can tell when you're sagging in the low back. So here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to go into that cat. Knees are underneath the hips. And we're going to hips down, stomach, nice arch in the back, looking up to the ceiling. And from here, we're just going to slowly rotate that neck, one vertebrae down the spine, and really arch that back as high as you can, rolling that pelvis towards the belly button. Glutes are engaged. Good. Let's go ahead and bring those hips back up, head up, low back down, getting that nice arch. Feels really nice stretch in the midline. And back to that cow. Big arch in the back. Really engaging the core, feel it squeeze tight, and bring it to neutral. All right, here at that flat back, I'm going to bring my elbow and my knee together before I reach out, flat as a board. So if I have that PVC pipe or ruler, you're all in one nice line. Let's switch, bring that hand back underneath the shoulder, opposite elbow to opposite knee, and reach for that nice bird dog. We hold here and switch. Great, we're gonna hold for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and switch. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really drive, pressing through your hand, and we're switching and pressing through that heel, toe to the ground. Reach, reach, reach. 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and hit the opposite side and bring it back. 3, 2, and 1. I forgot the first two. Hands underneath. Let's go ahead and sit it onto our shins. Rotating to get on our backs. So now we're going to do some in-outs. This is a core workout. You can do a few things here depending on where you are in that core movement, especially if you have just had children or if you are pregnant. You might want to modify this movement a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what I call an in and out. So your hands are going to be behind you in that scaled movement, and we're going to bring 90 degrees here. An option is to hold here for 90 degrees, and then you're going to go ahead and kick them out straight and then bring it out, in and out. You can also change the movement a little bit by laying on your back. I like to start with pressing my feet on the ground, flat, rotating that pelvis towards my belly button. This way I know I'm correctly engaged in that midline. It's nice and tight. I raise those legs so I'm 90 degrees, and I just kick them in, or kick them out, and bring them back into 90 degrees. So when I'm in this table position, I'm resting. So this is where I'm going to do the workout for today. Right in that resting position, legs out, bring it in. So kicking that in and out. If you have just had a child and you're finding that you're coning or it feels really uncomfortable here, what I want you to do instead of going in and out is you're just going to start basic, keep the feet flat on the ground, and you're going to just rotate that pelvis, squeezing those glutes to that belly button. It doesn't feel like much, but it's a foundation of building that core strength, which is the most important part of anything you do when you get into fitness or going into fitness, and you're just going to rotate that pelvis. If you don't have a strong core, you're going to go here for another 30 seconds. If you don't have a strong core, it just really increases your risk of injury. So I gave you 3 options. The first one was the hardest. I'm in the second option right here where I'm torso's flat on the ground. Good job. Keep that core nice and tight. When you bring your knees in, don't relax that core. You're still keeping that low back pressed into the ground. And go ahead and rest. Let's roll it up to our side. Press it up. Going back to the top of the movement. So we're going to go into that lunge and twist. If you had that back leg on the ground in the last set, I really encourage you to try and keep it up this time. Let's go ahead into that lunge and twist. We're going to go a little bit faster in those movements now. We're not going to hold as long. We're going to try and keep it moving, increasing that heart rate a little bit. Here we go. Make sure that your back foot is the ball of your foot on the ground. Your front foot, the weight is in the heels. We'll have it a little bit slide into that forefoot. Here we go. Nice twist. Losing the balance. Great job. Center. Let's do one more on each leg. Then we're going to go back to the squat and leg raises. So here we go. If you want to increase the intensity on these, feel free to add a jump, land, and let's go ahead and and get those legs up. All right, so I'm gonna keep it down on the ground. Nice big reach. So if you did it every day last week, maybe you have a watch that tracks your fitness. If your heart rate is staying high, you know that you're not recovering. So make sure if you have one of those days, maybe try some yoga instead. Jump into one of the Cox fitness classes that was on today's newsletter. Let's go ahead and hit one more here on the opposite side. And good. Well, relax, bring it back down to that bird dog, directly on that mat. Only got 15 minutes, we're gonna keep it moving. Palms are directly underneath those shoulders. Let's bring in that knee and elbow and reach for that bird dog, reaching through the hand, through the foot, and switch. Moving through these movements a little bit quicker. Just 4 movements today. Hitting those legs, posterior chain, and that core midline. Keep breathing deep. Breathe deep. Breathe deep into your abdominal wall. Then fill out your lungs and exhale. Letting out all that tension through the day. Mondays can be a little rough. All right, let's hit one more on each side. Good, and we're gonna rotate it over onto our backs to hit those in and out. All right, if you felt really good with your torso on the ground, we're doing some pelvic tilts. Instead this time, go ahead and increase that intensity. So if you're doing pelvic tilts, low back on the ground, roll that pelvis towards the belly button, 90 degrees here, kick those legs out and bring them in. If that felt really good, let's go ahead and come up to that next level. You're gonna hold your brace yourself with your arms into that V, and then you're gonna kick those legs out, bring them down a little bit, and back to 90. Good. Increase that intensity a little bit. If you have, you're in a hollow rock position if you're on your forearms here. Just make sure that you're keeping your abdominals braced the entire time. And keep breathing, especially if it gets hard. Breathe through the movements. Don't hold your breath. You need that oxygen to fuel those muscles. Nice big reach and bring it back. 15 more seconds here, really hitting that core. If it's starting to burn, embrace the burn. Try not to scale down unless you really have to. 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and rotate it on our sides and slowly stand it up. Grab that water. If you felt really good, go ahead and do another round of that. Or feel free to jump into my intermediate class, which we're going to go into right now. That intermediate class is going to hit a little bit more of that high intensity. We're going to get some of our heart and lungs going a little bit. I'm going to give modifications. Pick the speed that you want to go. We don't have to keep up with each other. If you're faster than me, great. If you're slower than me, great. Only thing that matters is your own personal fitness journey. We're going to do burpees today. And we have a few options on those burpees. For the intermediate class, we're going into now, high intensity, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off in today's intermediate class. Option number 1 for that burpee, step it back into that plank, step it forward, get that jump, okay? Option number 2 is you're going to bring those hands to the ground, step it into that plank, and up. Go ahead and try these with me, it's good warm up. Option number 3, hands to the ground, getting all the way down to that burpee, chest to the ground, and bring it up for that jump. So we've gone through all 3. Then we're going to go into the reverse burpee. So we're actually going to start at the top of the mat. I just say the bottom of the mat. You're going to bring it down, come out into that hollow rock. So you're going to be hands over the toes, And then you're gonna bring it up for that jump. Get very aggressive with those legs and hips to get all the way up into that jump. From after the reverse burpee, we're going into air squats today. And then intermediate for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Let's go ahead and here and hit 2 more. 1, 2. And then after that, we're gonna bring it down to the mat on our knees. Join me for this as well. Just keep warming up. We're gonna do push-ups. 30 seconds of push-ups. Option number 1. We're gonna be on those knees, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows go out, chest to the ground, and up. Option number 2 is you're on your toes. So you're in that nice plank form, straight as a board. You're gonna bring that chest to the ground and up. Make sure you're nice and flat. If you're finding you're reducing your range of motion, any pain in your lower back, just bring it down to the knees. All right, 30 seconds, starting in 15. Start my timer. All right, here we go. 30 seconds of burpees. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Pick your poison today. How hard do you want to go? How are you feeling? Respect where you are in that fitness journey. Add a few reps that are a little harder for yourself if you want. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. 30 seconds break. The break always catches up to me. Let's hit that reverse burpee. Very aggressive on the core and hips. Super important to be very powerful here. All right. In 9, 5, 3, 2, 1. On our back, hands above our head. Bring those legs up into that front, top, jump. And bring it right back down. Legs up. And jump. Into that flat ground. Legs up. And jump at the top. Totally modifying it for myself, using my hands to get up at the bottom of that burpee. And time, rest. We've got air squats next. Woo! And those air squats, really important to keep that chest tall. From after you keep your chest tall, I want to see you bring those arms up, hips back, waist stays in the heels and outside of that midfoot. 3, 2, 1, and go. 30 seconds. Try and keep it moving for this because you get a 30 seconds break. Hit that intensity, get that heart rate up. Squeeze the butt to stand. Here we go. 10 seconds. Let's pick it up even faster. Let's finish strong. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Rest it out. Push-ups are next. Woo! Always have that water hand close by. Plain water, add up a few electrolytes if you wish. You can do that by adding a pinch of sea salt, adding some noon tabs. There's a ton of stuff up there you can find. Definitely try and get something that doesn't have any artificial, unnatural sugars if you can. Here we go, into those push-ups. 30 seconds. Palms underneath the shoulders. Core is tight, glutes are braced, everything's tight. Chest to the ground, all the way up. Keep that form. Keep it solid, 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Bring it back into child's pose, really stretching out those lats and those shoulders. Woo, this is my favorite spot to be in after push-ups. All right, back to the top. Should be able to hit this 2 more times. 2, 2.5. Let's go into those burpees. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Try and beat the number you had last set. Big jump. Woo. And rest. The heart rate, see what that heart rate hits. Awesome job. Reverse burpees are next. Lay to stand. Three, 2, 1, and start. Here we go. Bring it back down, hollow rock, legs up, get aggressive. There we go. Ten more seconds, let's get 2 more. And time is 1 and 9 seconds. Air squats are next. Whew. Amber, see you're warming up with me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in and warm up with you.
Nice. Zoom always changes on you when people log in and out. Going into air squats. Next. Amber, I'll probably finish this round, and then we can go into warm up for our 30 seconds. Here we go, air squats.
Okay.
Warm up for advanced. I want to log off a few minutes early here today so that I can put on a presentable top for my meeting.
I also have a 3 p.m., so it's good.
It's like the whole day. Mondays are just like meeting. I squeeze in a grocery shop for lunch too on Mondays. And rest. Going into those push-ups next. I used to grocery shop on Mondays because nobody was in the store. But today it was packed.
Gross. My husband's out grocery shopping right now.
That's nice. I've kind of taken over, since COVID has started, grocery shopping has been all me. So it's 1 year of me checking off bonus points for grocery shopping.
Actually, earlier during like the lunch hour, I went for a walk and then a run.
Oh, nice.
And it was the perfect window where it wasn't raining and it wasn't windy. And then as soon as I got back, it just changed. It started like sleeting and then it got really, really windy.
Yeah, we're getting some nasty weather for tomorrow, so.
Yep.
Just getting that push-up, palms underneath the shoulders, 30 seconds straight, so whatever you have to do, if you're gonna go pop in the knees, plank, knees, get that full range of motion. If you are on your toes. Here we go. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Child's pose, stretch it out. All right, you got a kettlebell, Amber? Because we're gonna do kettlebell hell.
Yeah, actually, I'm in my sunroom today, and here I can start the video actually. And I did bring up my 35, and I brought up my 15 dumbbells.
Nice.
Hopefully that'll do it.
Do it. Do you remember kettlebell hell?
Nope.
Right.
I'm sure it'll come back.
It'll come back to you real quick.
Yeah.
So let's go warm up the movements. Everything's on a 4-minute. It's a 4-minute timer. It's 1 minute per movement. You can take a break whenever you want. I like to stop around the 50-second mark to give myself a breather before going into the next movement. On the last minute, of course, you don't need a break for your 1 minute rest. So it's really 5-minute sets with a minute rest in there. And you're doing 4 rounds. We'll grab that kettlebell. Let's go ahead and warm up that kettlebell swing. Those hips go back. And you're just squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings at first, letting that kettlebell float, keeping that back flat. Bending forward to the waist just slightly. Get that kettlebell to the forehead. Good. If that feels really good, you can bring that kettlebell all the way up overhead. If you have that shoulder mobility, everything feels great. If you're going heavy on that kettlebell, just stick with the forehead. Driving through the heels of the feet. Let's go ahead and do one more. And rest. Bring that kettlebell down to the ground. From after the kettlebell swings, we're going into goblet squats. For those goblet squats, you want to have that squat stance. For everybody's going to be a little bit different depending on their hip structure. You can do 2 things here. You can pick the dumbbell up with your legs and hold it by the bell. Don't rest it on your chest and hyperextend here. Hold it out just a little bit, core is tight. So it's right in front of your chest. Chest stays tall, hips go back and down. Weights in the heels, pushing through glutes and hamstrings. Let's go ahead and do 2 more. 1 and 2. Another option is, I think that this is pretty hard on the thoracic spine, your upper spine, or anything in your shoulders too. You can bring that kettlebell, hold it by the bell. Again, you can't sit on the chest, elbows are down, chest is tall going into that squat. So that's option 2. So that's movement number 2 for the 2nd minute. Now I'm like, ooh, I wish I had chalk. On your 3rd minute, sumo deadlift high pulls. So you're gonna go ahead into that really nice wide squat. It's the only time I'm gonna tell you that you can go wider than the normal squat distance. You're gonna bend down with your legs, keeping that chest up initially. Don't torque the head. I just cracked my neck by looking up and disengaging that core. Don't look down at the ground in between our right kettlebell. Gaze is neutral. You get very aggressive with the glutes and the hamstrings. And you're gonna come up at the top of that movement. Your elbows always stay higher than your hands and your wrists. All right, so if you only have that mobility to stay here, just do that. The kettlebell or dumbbell should never float past the chin. So just right at that shin level, getting those elbows very high. If you need to reduce that intensity, just go ahead and hit that sumo deadlift with that kettlebell instead of getting those elbows up. Once we are done that, we're going to go ahead and bring those feet directly underneath those hips, and we're going to go around the body, keeping that kettlebell off the body. Don't drop it on the ground. Arms are straps. Keep that midline as still as possible. And at 30 seconds, I'll try and remember to tell you to switch. Lock in the right spot. And then at that 4-minute mark, we get a minute rest. When you count around the bodies, if you're going to keep count of the whole kettlebell workout, it's 1. So once you hit the top, it's 1. So at the center, it's another rep. If you're going to count for this workout and try and beat your scores, which I do suggest, just to get the biggest bang for your buck, when you finish the first movement of kettlebell swings, don't start the next movement at 1. Just keep counting from where you left off. So if you left off at 23 kettlebell swings, then you're going to go next repetition of those squats is going to be 24. It's a math of hell if you're going to do it the other way. All right, so I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock for us. Amber, you ready?
Yep.
All right. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. That kettlebell swing. Halfway. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. Halfway. And 10 seconds. Sumo deadlift. High pull. And 1, go. Here we go, 20 seconds. 10. And go, round the body. And switch. And rest. 1 minute. Open the window. Oh, it's snowing.
Oh, it's sunny here right now.
Yesterday.
What benefit do those around the bodies have?
Midline and shoulders and grip stretch.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
You feel it a little bit right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Halfway break.
Ugh, my dumbass has hot tea in my thermos right now instead of cold water.
Oh.
Whoops.
I have yet to get my hot tea today, and I cannot wait after my 3 o'clock. Give myself a little chai.
I've got passion fruit green matcha.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're gonna get into that next round in 5 seconds. Kettlebell swings.
I haven't been counting.
Oh man, count this next.
I know. I realized it halfway through.
Halfway. Drive through those heels. And 10 seconds. Goblet squats are next. Keep the chest up, control shoulder blades together. Weight stays off the chest. Here we go. Ten seconds. Sumo deadlift high pull. Keep those elbows higher than the wrists. In 2, 1, go. Halfway. Weights in the heels. Ten seconds. Whew. Let those upper traps right here relax a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Stand it up around the body. Wait, did I miss something? No. Switch sides. And rest. Woo! That was less reps, second round. 97 this round. What'd you get, Amber?
A gajillion.
Good count.
I know. Okay, I'll start
Body
counting.
and the mind.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose that sharpness.
I was watching my very pregnant neighbor walk. She was due last week on Wednesday, and her kids are out walking, and I just felt bad for her.
Aww. Like, oops. Bad. Woo. How many kids does she already have?
3 boys and a 4th on the way.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Surprised that she, sometimes you're pregnant for a very long time. I was pregnant 42 weeks with Alia.
Yeah.
Well, 41 plus 6 days.
I didn't go over 40 with either of my boys. I was like 39 in a couple days.
Those last few weeks are rough.
Yep.
I was like, there's no way with how active I am. I was convinced I was gonna go around 37, especially all my friends did.
Yeah.
Nope, I was pregnant an extra 5 weeks. It was worth it though. All right. Once you get through it, it's okay.
Yep.
The battery on my phone died. We're gonna do it on my watch.
Okay.
15 seconds.
All right.
Three, 2, 1, kettlebell swings. Drive through those heels. Don't hyperextend those hips at the top. Should be that kettlebell. Shoulders, hips, knees, heels anchored into the ground. All that power is coming from the glutes and hamstrings. Option number 2, right to the forehead. Let's get cycle those reps a little quicker. If you have a heavier kettlebell, that's where you should be. All right, we're over halfway, 20 seconds left. Ten seconds in those goblet squats. 3, 2, 1. Pick up that kettlebell with your legs. Hips go down and back. Weight stays in the heels. Knees over those toes. Oh, my phone stopped. Here we go. 20 seconds down. Halfway. Stay there, keep that chest up. Kettlebell is not resting on your body. And 10 seconds. While it's going, 3, 2, 1. Go into those sumo deadlift high pulls. Seconds down. If you have to scale down that movement, let's go into that sumo deadlift squat here. Get that squat and bring it right up. Nice wide stance, knees out over those toes. Feels good. Get super aggressive with those hips. 10 seconds. And around the body, I obviously can't keep track on my watch for these. And go. Good. Arms are straps. Midline is tight. Squeeze the glutes. This is the difference of my core being engaged. There we go. Not being engaged here. Okay? And my core, my glutes are engaged. Belly button braced. I can kind of stay as straight as the board here. Minimal movement. Of course, I'm going to have some. I have this big kettlebell going around my body. Switch sides. Nice job here, guys. You're on round 3. One more. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Rest. We're back. Forearm burn. Whew. Got one more round and I'm logging off quickly to jump into another meeting. Or jump into a meeting. Put on a nice sweater and jump into a meeting. Get all my frizzies out of the way. Dry up my sweat face.
You see my shirt?
What does it say?
Maybe swearing will help. It doesn't all the time help.
It does when you do it in front of your kids and you're like, uh-oh.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Starting in 5 seconds. Kettlebell swings. Back stays flat. And go. Nice line at the top. Don't hyperextend those hips. Finish with those biceps covering the ears. Nice job. We have hit halfway. Holy grip strength. 3, 2, 1, and 10 seconds. Add an extra rep if you want here or 2. All right, squats and go. Get that dumbbell up or a kettlebell, hips down and back. Fight to get that full range of motion. Hips below the knee line if you have no pain. If you have any pinching in the hips, grab a chair for a target to reduce that range of motion. And hopefully you reduce the pinch. If that doesn't work, add a few books to the top of the chair. Reduce the motion a little bit more. And if you have that chronic pinch in the hips, I would definitely go suggest physical therapy. Something's imbalanced. Something's pissed off. Gotta take care of it. And 10 seconds. We all get there. The body ebbs and flows. 2, 1, sumo deadlift high pull. Nice wide stance. You're toast. Keep moving right now. Modify it to that sumo deadlift squat right here. You're gonna tap in that kettlebell again, that squat, and standing. That feels good. You're gonna add that full posterior chain blast. Hands to the chest. Elbows stay higher than the wrist. Good. 30 seconds. Twenty seconds. Woo, and rest if you want in that last 10 or push through. Around the bodies. To finish today's kettlebell hell. Feet together, get that dumbbell, kettlebell up. Swing it. Here we go. Midline is so tight. Fight to stay like a 2x4. I'm gonna tell you to switch here in 10 more seconds. Keep that kettlebell off of your body. 3, 2, 1, switch directions. One way is always easier than the other. This is my hard way. I'm super bad right shoulder. Affects the whole body. Here we go. 15 more seconds. 10. Core is tight. Butt is squeezed. 3, 2, 1. Nice job today. Woo! Let's go ahead and do a quick stretch. I'm gonna let you guys hit the forearms, hit a stretch of the core, and definitely stretch out those quads and hamstrings. I gotta get going. 9 minutes to my meeting. Thanks.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.